So I went to I got invited to, got a free ticket to a comedy club yesterday, and because, I'm sort of interested in, I've seen comedy on TV, but I've never been to a club, and now that I'm doing these videos, I thought, let's go see, because, someone out of the blue, some machination from somewhere gave me this free invite to this place, and I thought, well, maybe, like, something out there is trying to, like, get me some exposure to something that I'm already, new interest of mine. So I went down there. And I don't have any money, so sort of like, just taking one of those chances, right? So anyway, I go there, the comedians are okay. Audience is okay. And, I'm just sitting there, and, I just happen to, like, sit in this one seat from one table before one, because it's by myself. And I'm just seated there, and there are a bunch of people seated beside me. And as the evening wears on, after about an hour and a half, everyone else leaves, and I'm just seated by myself. And, so anyway, now the insulter comedian comes out, the one that insults everyone. So then he comes out, and he gets up there, and he's doing his thing, and then for a moment, our eyes happen to meet. So then he insults me 3 times, or maybe it was 2. Anyway, so then, like, the first time he says, oh, look at the dangerous loner in his, tweed sweater, which was funny because I wasn't wearing a sweater. I was wearing a jacket and a shirt, collared shirt. But, okay, so whatever. And then, he's insulting everyone. He turns to one woman and says, hi, ho. No, don't worry. You never call a ho to her face. Isn't that right, princess? And, he's making, he's racking it up. And then he tells everyone that if they're insulted by his jokes or his, little comments, then they're an asshole because they came into a comedy club. But I hate to say, this guy was not Don Rickles, okay? He didn't invent this medium, and he wasn't doing it as well. He had, there were certain boundaries that Don had that didn't exist for him. Anyway, so, then he turns around and he says to me that, you look like you belong in a van with duct tape windows and you're shooting people through them. And, this is really funny to me because, you see, I'm sitting there and I didn't order anything to drink because, I figured, I don't want people being like, they always seem to think there's something strange about me. But I had coffee and cookies on my table. So I just thought, this is interesting. Wow. And so anyway, when he says this, everyone in the room draws a collective gasp simultaneously, staring at me. Like, how could he just have said that? I'm hoping that will be like the face and little YouTube, preview. But anyway, and so like, and that was the most unified thing that audience did that entire 2.5-hour evening. So I just want to say, like, first off, I'm flattered that people are apparently feeling that when they're around me because, so far, I don't have a single thing on my criminal record of any kind. I don't even have a traffic or moving violation, and what's more is if you really tell people that, some of them lose some respect for you. So I just wanted to say that, in these rants, when I, say something about someone, it's usually based on something they said or did. They're usually a public person, and they put that out there, and they would usually stand by what they did again. So I don't have any problem talking about what people do and think and how that affects us all as a society, because I'm trying to open a door, you see. I'm trying to promote dialogue. I'm trying to create thinking and responsibility. I'm not just trying to insult people because they make me uncomfortable or because I threaten them with their coffee and cookies. And I gotta tell you guys, there was nothing that I was doing that was at all out of line there, okay? So I'm just saying that, as far as I'm concerned, like, everywhere I go, it's like you guys are handing me reasons to go on a killing spree. In fact, during that entire time at that comedy club, the Las Vegas shootings were happening. Isn't that interesting? I mean, there are over like 100, 200 people got shot in Las Vegas by some guy with a dude with a weapon, but it wasn't me. Isn't that interesting? It was someone else, probably someone who was very socially acceptable. Probably someone who, you might have called a loser if you really talked about the anger in his life. Because, there's just this idea that, like, I don't understand why these people are so angry. I don't understand why people want to kill each other. Well, look at that little freak over there. Isn't he a freak? Well, what's his problem now? He came into a comedy club. We see now, never go into a comedy club again, because I don't want to go there and pay money for food and or a cover charge to have people insult me for absolutely no reason. There was no reason to be insulted like that. All that insult did was just add to the rage in the world. There was nothing constructive about it. There was no criticism of it. There was no way to like make a better world from it. It didn't acknowledge any of the problems we had. All those comedians were talking about bitching about how miserable their lives were, and none of them wanted to talk about the system that made them miserable.